Get away from me house, Steve.
Let me search your house now.
I'll chuck it, Steve. Don't tempt us. I don't care about your glow-in-the-dark nunchucks.
You got a weapon. You got a weapon.
That bitch just threw a glass at me. Get down here and I'll paddle your fat ass.
Head cheese was crap and I'll eat you, you boring bastard.
WTF! WTF!
Bon qui, je m'appelle Ross Twiddle from Cultaholic.com. You are a sexual wank pheasant, and welcome to all the WTF moments from last night's SmackDown Live. A SmackDown Live that I thought was very pissing good. Kevin Owens, very pissing good. Nikki Cross, very pissing good. Shinsuke Nakamura actually had a match. Do you remember him? And he showed us all he's still very pissing good. Otis, very pissing good. And once again, Kevin Owens at the end of the show, very pissing good. A lot of good stuff on last night's show as we build towards Extreme Rules, where Shane McMahon will, I don't know what this is, will probably beat The Undertaker and Roman Reigns all by himself. Just let that settle in, maybe. I don't know. Hope not. Now questions have to be asked, because what the hell was Kevin Owens going to be doing at last night's SmackDown Live? He rocked up to last night's show wearing a shirt that said Crew just above his left nipple, which is located on his left tit. And of course he was wearing that shirt because now he's a babyface, and Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the world today, was running last night's SmackDown Live. And despite the fact he fired Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn because he couldn't bloody well stand them, not too long ago he's on perfectly good terms with Sami Zayn now, because Sami Zayn is a bona fide heel or diddler in the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast sense of the word. So of course now that Kevin Owens turned babyface last week just because he can't stand Dolph Ziggler as much as I can't stand Dolph Ziggler, of course Shane McMahon would make Kevin Owens put up the ring or something like that. Now could you imagine, right, being the bona fide boss of a WWE show like Colonel McSweaty Bollocks was last night for SmackDown Live, and being faced with the decision from a purely business standpoint of having Kevin Owens, after that amazing promo last week and after several more amazing years in WWE, or Dolph Ziggler, a man who has not been relevant in WWE since Survivor Series 2014, a man who fans simply are not buying in his current role as a main eventer on SmackDown Live, and a man who brings on the biggest eye roll from every single person who watches him spout the same old nonsense every single week, and sending Kevin Owens home while letting Dolph Ziggler into the arena. That's best for business, isn't it, you sweaty prick? But Kevin Owens instigated that fight there, didn't he, Shane McMahon? That's why he was the one sent home, wasn't it? God, a wrestler starting a fight. What'll ever happen next there, Shane? And Kevin Owens starting a fight on Dolph Ziggler, who over the last few weeks would have had nuns swinging for his very chiseled jaw due to the things he's been saying. What a shock. Siri, does Kevin Owens present WTF Moments on the Cultaholic YouTube channel?
Aye, so you're out of a job, you clown, haha.
Oh, it's been nice then. See you later. But Kevin Owens appearing on last night's show and lambasting those massive pack of lies from the McMahons at the arse end of 2018, where they said the fans would be the authority and we're going to give you what you want, before lambasting Shane McMahon's power and Shane McMahon's TV time over the past month. He could have gone way back. He could have gone back years with that Shane McMahon point. But Kevin Owens saying that on last night's SmackDown Live was basically getting a nail, putting it in some wood, and then twatting that nail on the head several million times. Kevin Owens turned babyface last week because Dolph Ziggler is so pissed and unbearable, and now he is spouting all of the truths about Colonel McSweaty Bollocks. And even though that leaves me without a job, because his show comes out before my show, and he's saying what I've been saying for many, many months now. Even though that leaves me without a job, I'm on board with babyface Kevin Owens, I think. Maybe, I don't know. But as always, I am here to point out the bad in what is good, and the only bad thing about Kevin Owens' greatness from last night is that after Sunday night now, Colonel McSweaty Bollocks, Shane McMahon, who of course is the best professional wrestler in the world today, has a ready-made opponent for when he deals with The Undertaker and Roman Reigns in one fell swoop at Extreme Rules, which means we're going to see more Shane McMahon wrestling. But then we had Kevin Owens having a go at Shane McMahon for taking away the television time from WWE superstars who fully deserve it. But for some reason, Kevin Owens listed Apollo Crews in that group of superstars. Now, I don't know about you, but in my opinion, Apollo Crews, great wrestler, but Apollo Crews has no crack or charisma whatsoever. So I don't really want to see him. At least Shane is horrible and is unbearable And as best in the world as he is, at least he makes you feel something when you watch him sweat on WWE TV from week to week to week. You see Apollo, you just go meh, a perfect flip there, meh, another different perfect flip there. Woo! Small child who I firmly believe was bullied into holding that sign by a scared dad who saw the TV cameras panning around and thought, oh no, I don't want to be seen by that sign, so I'll give it to my son because he won't answer back. Controversial opinion that one there, but a very valid one all the same, considering AEW do not have weekly television as of right now. Only time will tell with that sign there, but one day, young man, we'll come back to that sign there and potentially mock that sign there and end your career. I mean, it's obviously Cesaro, isn't it? Now, I had no idea who knocked on Aleister Black's door when I started watching SmackDown Live this morning when I got into the office, but I saw that picture there and I thought, oh God, that's Cesaro or Jason Statham. Could you imagine Jason Statham and Aleister Black trying to kick each other's heads off? Oh. But the question has to be asked here, why did WWE stop using the standard vacant silhouette and change it for a silhouette of a muscular man with a very narrow but muscular bald head? And next up we have your boy Finn Bálor merely saying that Shinsuke Nakamura paints a picture of chaos. You kinky bastard, Finn. Now I let it slide when Corey Graves piped up on last night's show and said that for the first time ever on SmackDown Live, Shinsuke Nakamura and your boy Finn Bálor will go at it in the ring because yes, it's the first televised match between the pair on SmackDown Live ever. But when Tom Phillips piped up and did what Tom Phillips does best, which of course is face fornicate the poo out of a line on commentary. And he said that for the first time on the SmackDown Live, Brad, Nakamura and Bálor would be going at it for the first time ever. I lost my cool, I did. 11th of June this very year, a dark match took place following a taping of SmackDown Live, which of course is a brand in WWE today, and a brand which Tom Phillips mentioned there. And that match was your boy Finn Bálor defending the Continental Championship against none other than Shinsuke Nakamura. So there, Tom. Now I don't know why, but considering she was drafted to SmackDown Live 8 long years ago, not quite, but you know what I'm saying. I find it remarkable that Liv Morgan has a sign at last night's SmackDown Live in support of her. Because if you've been watching SmackDown Live over the last little while, you would have no Scooby-Doo that Liv Morgan was indeed a SmackDown Live superstar. She's as underrated as piss though, and a massive daddy to boot. So Forza, Liv Morgan. Oh aye, Shinsuke Nakamura, he's really good, isn't he? He's really unique, and he's really hard-hitting, and he's way more than just a foreigner who should be put in a tag team with another foreigner just because they're foreign and they look and they sound different to us Westerners. Now, of course, the WTF moment here is a layered one, like a lovely cake. Ooh, I love the cake. First of all, Shinsuke Nakamura actually appearing on SmackDown Live, a WTF moment. Shinsuke Nakamura wrestling a singles match. A couple of more WTF moments there right for you. And thirdly, Nakamura pinning Bin Bálor. Yeah, we'll call him Bin Bálor now because he lost last night, which means he's rubbish. Haha. But Nakamura beat him after months of nothingness, so that's got to be yet another WTF moment. WWE had a ready-made star right there for you with Shinsuke Nakamura before you pissed him away, but that last night was the first fantastic step to redemption for Nakamura. More of that, Nakamura, please. Now, I've got to be honest, I've lifted what I'm about to say here straight from Wikipedia, which isn't a bad thing because, of course, Wikipedia is a source that anybody in the world anywhere can edit, which means you're always getting the best source of information. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre ended when McIntyre claimed that Ziggler was a means to an end to get him to a prominent position. Now, what I just said there took place way back at the arse end of 2018, but on last night's SmackDown Live, Drew McIntyre must have had the horrible realization that that prominent position he was on about is now shared with him by Dolph Ziggler, and that prominent position is just under the sweaty taint of Colonel McSweaty Bollocks. And that's just sad. Poor old Drew. I'm in a handicap match on Sunday where I will lose my title, but yay, I'm Bayley. Smile! That face there means that Sasha Banks' WWE return has been confirmed for this Sunday, because why the hell would you be smiling when you know you're probably going to lose your SmackDown Live Women's Championship? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch Nikki Cross's promo from this week's Raw and it'll all make sense.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Now here's a direct quote from Corey Graves to Byron Saxton from last night's SmackDown Live. Byron, I bet you believe your girlfriend is going to the gym at 11 p.m. at night. Then the mics on the commentary table get cut. It cuts to a shot of Bayley, and what's happening behind Bayley? It's Corey Graves pissing his pants moments after he's just shafted Byron Saxton right where the sun does not shine. Which I can't really stand here and blame him for, to be honest, because that line, what he said to Byron Saxton right there, it was fire, it was burn, it was ready to ignite. Come on, light it up. This is my fight. So I guess the issue here, boys and girls, is that camera shot there. And that camera shot there is the result of one man, and that one man is the useless dun 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 dun. And there we see Dolph Ziggler being outed as the massive Shane McMahon fan that he is, because it's clear that he sat in front of many bottles of Curler McSweaty Bollocks' sweat. Shane McMahon has clearly seen that gamer girl bathwater thing and thought to himself, oh, I can do that, but I can do it better because I'm the best in the world, me. And I know what you sat there thinking, but there's no way that behind Dolph Ziggler there is drinking water, because who the hell drinks that much and lives to tell the tale? And next up we have Tom Phillips saying he wants to talk about a match involving Roman Reigns and The Undertaker. He said it just like that. A team who will be teaming for the first time ever. Let's cut to some footage from yesterday's WTF Moments for WWE Raw, shall we? WWE at New York City, the 7th of July 2018, Madison Square Garden. Big baldy bastard Baron Corbin, Kevin Owens and Elias take on the team of Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns and The Undertaker. As long as they keep saying it, I'm going to keep bringing it up, because I'm an arsehole with not much of a life, really. A professional wrestling fan using factual things and appearing not to like CM Punk. A fan not liking CM Punk. Border. The end is nigh, the end is nigh, time to run away, the end is nigh, nigh. Hey, Tucky! Now, I knew what you were saying, but just like me when I was born, it didn't come out quite right. Yes, Tucky, you claimed on last night's SmackDown Live that it's Stomping Grounds where we kicked ass and took all of the names. I really do not miss that. That was your first SmackDown tag match. And I know you meant it was your first SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match, but that's not what you said. And this show's called WTF Moments, and the way that came out there, that certainly was one, so that's where we are now.
Yep, I wrong, yep, I wrong.
Why does the tag team division need saving? Is it just because Daniel Bryan says so? Said Byron Saxton, who clearly does not watch WWE Raw or WWE SmackDown Live to see what an utter mess both sets of tag team divisions actually are. A division is more than just the 2 or 3 teams you see on a show at any one time, Byron Saxton. No, Mike Chioda, you do not do that, because on last week's SmackDown Live, we saw some people fighting at the ringside area, people who were not involved in the match that was taking place inside of the ring at the same time. But what happened there, despite the fact that people who were fighting on the outside the ring were not involved in that match in the ring, that match in the ring was stopped and then restarted because of people fighting who had nothing to do with it. So why then, when the same thing happened this week, did you not stop the match inside the ring and start it again instead? You just sent the people fighting outside the ring to the back. Is it because you're a referee with common sense? I can't remember who refereed that match last week. Let me know. But at the end of the day, boys and girls, no wrestling during commercial breaks needs to be finished. Now imagine being just so clumsy that you have to wear a gum shield every single place you go. That's Big Dick Tony, who probably loses his balance because of that pendulum swinging between his legs all the bastard time. But did anybody notice when Aleister Black stood up at the end of that segment last night, a shadow was cast across the big arm of Big Dick Tony, as if Aleister Black was sat right opposite him in the same room. Now I've often wondered how they do those split screen interviews, and it looks like we found out last night. So there, that's good. Shelton Benjamin was 44 years old the other day. 44! That's a WTF moment. Let's forget about that promo he did or didn't cut when the microphone wasn't working before he smiled like a creep. What are they doing with them? And next up we have Kofi Kingston calling Samoa Joe a lethal weapon. Now I'm sorry Kofi Kingston, Samoa Joe's good, but there's only one lethal weapon, and he called me a fat bitch at the start of this video. Steve, you boring bastard. Now hopefully Roman Reigns, you just didn't see that little man there with his sign, because that is potentially the most devastating heel turn I've ever seen, because Roman, you blanked him. Firth Fierce Ross. Now the only Firth I know is David Firth, the man behind Salad Fingers, and I don't want him to be scared of me because I really like Salad Fingers. Another Liv Morgan sign, and there was a third in the crowd asking where the hell she is. Maybe WWE, you should be using her because she's clearly quite popular. And next up we have the moment where Shane McMahon, he shook the hand of Corey Graves, he shook the hand of Tom Phillips. When it came to shaking the hand of Byron Saxton, he was like, nah pal, you're all right. Now Shane McMahon must really hate apple pie that makes your toes curl or something. Col Noel, sweaty bollocks. Col Noel. Col Noel. That must be the American spelling for colonel or something, but still, fan holding that sign, I appreciate your efforts. Spelling is hard. Nice work there. That picture is almost poetry in motion, so it's poetry but stationary. Next time you go to a WWE show, spell words right, please. He's sitting down and he's dripping. And to the end of the show we go. What a fantastic end to last night's SmackDown Live it was. Kevin Owens swooping back in there. A stunner on the best professional wrestler in the world ever. Top stuff. Top stuff. Shut up, man, Ross. Then we have Roman Reigns, who was kicking ass and almost killing himself with a dive over the top rope that had him scraping his face along the ramp area. And then we have Kevin Dunn, of all people, proving he's a psychic. Roman Reigns hits a spear, he pins Dolph Ziggler, Charles Robinson's hand goes 1. The little signature in the bottom corner appears after 1. How the hell did Kevin Dunn know that Dolph Ziggler was not going to kick out? Those teeth. Powers, I tell you. And that is it for all of the WTF moments from last night's SmackDown Live. A SmackDown Live that was tickety-boo by my book. A lot of good stuff happened. See you on Monday for some Extreme Rules WTF moments. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us